Shalom Yasharallah, it's your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and never will. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So we're going to jump into this here. It's going to be a real quick, short video, all right, based off of this little short that I've seen right here. And hopefully that this here person don't take down this here, don't hit me with no kind of claims or nothing like that. We're about to lose the channel if that's the case. But hey, we just trying to report on this here stuff that's going out. So, we're not monetized or anything else like that, or how they say in, we got the right to, for copyright things for educational purposes. This is what this is all about. All right. And reporting on news. But anyway, getting into this here, it's a quick little short. I seen another, article the other day about, basically some old man trying to stop basically some woman from being assaulted and stuff, and he got charges pressed on him trying to save somebody. And they asked these questions. They had the woman on the train that was getting ravished, right? I believe it was on a Philadelphia train, and the news reporters like, where was all the men at? What was going on? And they was just sitting back and watching. And there was another one where a woman was on a train, and some dude just snatched her up by the hair, you know what I'm saying? And she was over here screaming out help, and ain't nobody wanted to help her, right? They was asking what was going on with all these things, but, hey, you got one side where, like I was saying about the old man, when you try to help out some folks, right? Even with some of these smash and grab things that's going on in California and stuff, you read the comments, people say, how come security ain't doing nothing? Like, well, if they do, they can get charged for it, man. This is why the store policy is, hey, if somebody's stealing from the store, you can tell them, hey, stop, don't steal. But you can't really go after them. I mean, you can, but their policy is not to go after them, because if you get injured, or if you get hurt, or if you hurt the other person, you can be the company can be sued for that, right? So this is kind of stopping those things. But then also, hey, with these women and how they're acting when guys are trying to help them out in certain scenarios, or when guys are smart enough to realize, well, I ain't fucking with that chick, man, because ain't she telling me, whether it's your sister, your cousin, your niece, any woman that you know. All right, oh, Darius over here messing with me. I got to blah, blah, blah. But you don't know what the hell she did to Darius. And now she used calling some other. There was another video I seen about how many different dudes is dead or locked up or in jail because of some woman who called and talking about this, and that. And come to find out, she just in her emotion. She made the whole situation up trying to get back at this dude just because she's spiteful. He don't want to be with her, so she want to make up all kinds of stuff. Oh, so-and-so beat me. He did this and did that. Now her brother, cousin want to come over there, try to fight this nigga. Now this other guy over there trying to defend himself. So now he killed the brother and the cousin. You see? So, hey, this is, where we at right about now. But this is causing what? The love of many to wax cold, man. This is causing all these people to just walk around like ain't nothing happening, man. I was talking to somebody the other day about these things, and they was talking about they seen this little kid, probably about 3 or 4 years old, separated from their mom in the store, and they being concerned as a mother. Hey, whose kid is this? Whose kid is this? And then the kid's mama on their phone, a little couple hours over, whatever, like, that's my kid, blah blah blah. Leave my kid alone, blah blah. It's cussing them out, and I was like, hey, really? Or they was like, oh, they was wrong for that. As a little kid. You got to be a better mother than that. Like, actually, you was in the wrong for that. Do you measure the time diligently in itself, man? We at the end of this here place, man. There's nothing but demons walking around out here, man. All right, you need to be walking with circumspectly out here, man, because this is the type of shit that get your ass killed out here, man. All right, if they don't give a damn about their kid like that, then you shouldn't be caring that much about them, man. All right, hey, like the scripture say, the sparrows don't go without eating, man. The Lord take care of his. So if that's the case, the Lord gonna take care of him. But if not, man, hey, how do I say? Mind your business, because a lot of this here stuff leads to people wind up getting killed off. So this is why you have some people that are, backing away from some of these things, because of they're the ones wind up at the losing edge, wind up getting hurt into all these things. Man, I seen a video the other day. Some guy went up him and his old lady went up in the Walmart to shoot up the place, right? And some little superhero citizen up in there, right, trying to save the day with his concealed weapon, and decided he was gonna run up on the dude and shoot the dude, and the dude never even seen it coming. But the superhero dude never noticed that the dude, he was so busy trying to be a superhero, he never realized that the dude came in there, it was two people, it was him and his old lady. And as soon as he turned around and put the gun to the back of that dude's head, the woman put out her gun and blew his brains out, man. So, hey, and people seeing these types of things like, you know what, that ain't my business. Let me just walk. They walked right past me at the front of the store. I could have just walked out the fucking store and it would have been over with, but hey, you want to go play hero, that's what happens. But look at this here video right quick. This is a very, showing times where we at, man. And again, for you guys that's wanting to have women and have children and stuff like this, man, hey, your biggest fear should be, hey, you might get it to a woman that you like. Everything might be all good and cordial. Might have kids with her, might enjoy your family. But then one day, you know how they say she gets sick, she get infected, but they get that demon on them. And then this was what happens, man. And we know how things go when things don't go well with you and your baby mama and things like that. They start resenting, especially if you got a son, they start resenting you. Or if you got a daughter and the father and the daughter got a good bond. How come you love her? You don't love me like that. And then this is the type of things that they do. So let's watch.
The video you're about to watch is very disheartening. That a mother would ever do this to their child. There's not enough awareness. There's a lot of...
And see, she's saying all this stuff. Like, again, this would be the right mind of being like, yo, this is crazy that a mother would do this shit to their child. But again, look at the times that we live in nowadays where women are walking around begging for the right to eject their children. They saying that it's not fair. It's oppressive if they can't sit there and go around and sleep around with any and everybody and just keep ejecting their children left and right, left and right, left and right, man. So now once they're out on the outside of the womb, they try to do the same damn thing to them.
Abuse and neglect and harm that come from the hands of a woman. That's not discussed enough. Watch this.
And two brothers say they were driving when a mom nearly threw her toddler in front of their truck.
Cleveland brothers Lavelle Penn.
And twofold, they talk about the toxic masculinity and how men are so bad and men are so dangerous. Men need to be protecting black women and all these different things. But it's like, hey, man, the majority of these men or males, black males, are dying at the hands of these black women. But we can see here in the natural, this woman trying to throw her damn child in front of a moving truck, and two so-called quote-unquote black men got out with compassion and trying to save that damn child. That's not even their child, man. This just go to show you about our people and everything else like that. But now they can complain about the Pookies and the Ray Rays, but that's a small percentage of the majority of so-called black men. All right, they got these narratives that they pushing. In fact, you had your girl Oprah just come out talking about all the shit that she was saying was all actual lies. It's like, actually, black men are the most, as far as all men in the lives of their children, they're the most connected to their children. They're the most to do all these different things. In fact, black men are at the top of actual fatherhood among all the other nations. But, you know, you had propaganda that came out by Oprah Winfrey, all right, about all these things. But she's recently just come out and said that all that shit that she was pushing back before was all propaganda and lies anyway. But the damage is already done. But we can see here, it's the black mother that's over here trying to throw the damn child into the damn trafficking. Two black men that ain't even got nothing to do with them. It's trying to save this child's life, man. All right, you know, they say, well, all this violence and all these fucked up people growing up, but they was all growing up in a household without their father, but with their... So if where was the father at? Was if the father could have instilled righteousness into the child's mind, but what kind of mindset was the mother instilling into there? Because we know the father was absent, so you can't be like, well, I don't know what the fuck he put into the child. He wasn't there. But so he didn't make the child become a baby kid or a goddamn gremlin or nothing like that. The mother had to put that into him, man. All right?
Benson and Anthony Brown were working on Wednesday in their beer delivery truck. They were driving down Quincy Avenue near East 55th Street when they saw them.
As we driving down, we see like a lady almost like at an angle position herself, like she's about to throw the little boy in front of the truck.
So Penson stopped the truck and Brown jumped out. That's when Penson started recording this video.
She began to like wrestle.
Now look, just from this video clip alone, without no words and no context, what do you think people riding by would do? People would ride by, say, call the police on these two black men that they were assaulting this black woman. Police show up and she gonna turn into the victim, right? And then they go to jail. This is why I say a lot of shit, like, bro, just leave them the fuck alone, man. Let the Lord handle that, because you might go get fucked up trying to save somebody else. But like I said, if we was, because we see a lot of videos taken out of context and everything, you don't know what's going on. But if you didn't hear the news story, know what was going on, you just seen this commercial, you would think that these black men is trying to beat up this here black woman, and then when somebody comes up to the situation, you think she gonna just be like, yeah, I was trying to throw my little child out in the traffic, and they trying to stop me from doing it. They actually the heroes, and I'm the bad guy out here. You think she really gonna say that, or she gonna say, no, I'm the victim, and they over here trying to take my child, they over here abusing me. I don't know why they would stop their beer truck to get out and whoop my ass like this. No, man. But this is where we at.
Like, tussling with her. I asked Max to get him away from her. You know, talk to him, hey, it's gonna be all right, he fine. Like, listen, bro, you don't...
Video Europe.
And they said that it was a male child. So, hey, going into that, like I said, what probably drove the mama to that? She crazy, probably. Obviously, she crazy. But the baby daddy probably like, nah, I don't want to put up with crazy. I don't want to do with this and that. So now that child probably looking like his father. The mother's like, if I can't hurt him physically like I want to, I'm going to just hurt him by hurting this here child. All right. But again, what kind of demonic mama do you got to be to sit there? But hey, we know. We already know. All right. But this is how we know we at the end, man. All right, this is it. This is where we at today, man. All right, so you got to walk circumspectly and around. Be careful who you're around and what you be trying to do. Yeah, in the old times, yeah, you might want to go out there and try to stop things like that from happening. But like I said, in that last little few seconds of that video clip, what happens if the police had rolled by and seen the tussle in the street? You don't think that with the police not understanding things nowadays, all she had to do is see the police pull up and just start screaming as if she the victim. The police probably would have been quick to pull out their guns and shot both those black dudes who was trying to save a child that was about to be being an attempted murder on a child. They stopped an attempted murder on a child in the streets. But if the police or anybody would have rolled up, how quick those tables would have been turned, and they would have been the issue over there, right? They would have been victims of shootings from the police. You see what I'm saying? There would have been more dead black men at the hands of a black woman over here, man. But yet and still, this is where we at. All right, Matthew 24 and verse 8. Well, actually, we can read 8 anyway. All these are the beginning of sorrows. That's not what I wanted to grab. I wanted to grab, verse 10. It says, and many shall be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. All right, and this is where we at right about now, man. All right, again, you never know what was going on in this woman's life and her relationship, but it's so common you can pretty much tell what it is. All right, her and her baby daddy, or she didn't sleep with some dude, whether it was a one night stand or they had a relationship or whatever it is. But just looking at this woman's demeanor, they might have had a relationship, and had this here child and was together, but she ran him off with her crazy and everything else like that. And you know how women, if I can't have it my way, this is what's going to happen. We see multiple stories about these things. There's multiple court stories, all these different things of when you really boil it down. Homegirl crazy. Because if it was the men that was crazy, like, think about it, they got this term called passport bros and shit like that. Like, if these men are so crazy, how come they're able to go to these other countries? Because the story is that these guys are going to these poor countries to take advantage of these here women. It's not the other way around. The story is like from these countries, like, man, what's up with all these black dudes coming over here to these countries thinking they can pick up our women? And we don't want y'all coming over here. The story's not coming from those other nations' women saying they don't want them coming over here to come pick them. They over there happy. It's the black woman. Y'all going over there with these dusty women and this and that, but we don't want y'all dusty ass anyway. Well, which one is it, man? It seemed like y'all the only one that don't want black men, but black men want, or everybody else want black men except for the black woman. That seemed to be, because they don't have no problem going nowhere else. And y'all talking about how, y'all can go get any and everybody else. Y'all want to be divestors, but we don't see a big group of other nations of men trying to pick y'all up, or foreign men flying into America to the projects to come pick up these hood rats. We don't see that going on. So it's kind of safe to say that the proof is in the pudding. They the issues over here, man. All right, en masse. And we know we got some Jake men that's issues. We preach about it all the time. But nevertheless, hey, we know what's going on, man. All right, the love of many is waxing cold. All right. Well, we hadn't even got there. Let's jump down to verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, or let's read that NLT, sin will be rampant everywhere. And the love of many shall grow cold. So, hey, to think about how much sin you have in your life and all this, just you go down a certain path and you get to a certain point. It's like certain folks you can see, like, hey, some things are tall tale signs, like women with all these tattoos all over their bodies, man. All right, tatted all up in their face, purple hair and all kind of things, lip rings, all kind of metal in their face. You can see certain scenarios where women do certain things like, yeah, she's damaged goods. She'll pretty much go for any and everything, man. Just because look at all the shit that she got going on. Right now, granted, you can have some woman that's super conservative, looks super conservative and everything else like that, but then she just be, the preacher's daughter, the whore of the town type scenario. But it's just like in nature. Somebody said it good. It's like, yo, you can tell about the most dangerous, venomous creatures by the brightness of their colors and everything that they got on them. Same with these purple hair, pink fingernails, and all kind of lip piercing and everything. You mutilate your body like that and dismember your body like that, you seriously got problems. But this is where we get right about now. And all this sin is abounding. These women sleeping with all these different men. Not to mention that, two shall become one flesh. All right. And science talk about how the man's sperm stay inside of a woman in her spinal cord or in the brain or something like that for 50 years. All right. Like, come on, man. So let's say you sleep with one dude. All right. Let's say you sleep with one dude, hypothetically. Right. We know that this ain't true. But let's say you sleep with one dude when you're 1 year old. Right. So his DNA or semen is going to be into you 50 years old. And then you sleep with one other person at that point in time at 50 years old. Now that man's semen is going to be into you. So now, hypothetically, from birth to the year 100, if you was to live that long, right? Obviously, ain't nobody having sex at 1 year old. We're not talking about nothing like that. But I'm just giving you a time frame, right? You had sex with two different men in your entire life over a 100-year span. Their DNA is, both of those guys' DNAs, or one guy and the other guy's DNA going to be in you for 100 years. So now let's bring it into reality. Some of these women is racking up 50 bodies in like 3 or 4 years from like age 18 to 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? They going on their OnlyFans, Tinder, all kind of different things like that. So they got the spirit of these different men on them, man. All right, all these you can tell sometimes about women and the type of men they deal with just by how they demeanor and how they act goes, man. Now, you see them little white girls be walking around with the Jordans on, the hoop earrings, and they got a certain demeanor. You know that they fuck with only black dudes because you can see the spirit of black dudes on them, right? You can see these types of things that's going on with them and everything else like that, man. You could tell which girls and the black chicks in the hood be dealing with the dope boys, the scammers, and everything else like that because they walk around talking about hot girl summer and they just like that, man. All right, you could tell the type of, what they on. You could tell the type of black women that's dealing with so-called white men and everything else like that just by how they be acting and how they be moving, man. So you can see them based off of the spirit that's on them and everything else like that, man. All right. Hey, you dealing with a chick for the first time and the type of man that you are, you might be a man of the Lord and, you move a certain type of way and then you meet some chick and you realize, oh, she only deal with a bunch of street niggas and dope boys and everything else like that. This chick over here trying to drink some Hennessy and smoke Black and Miles and shit and be smoking what they call them, not Black and Miles. Well, Black and Miles too is another thing. Backwoods, right? You over here smoking Backwoods and Black and Miles and drinking Hennessy. You know she from the hood, bro. You know that's the type of dude she fuck around with because, hey, the spirit is on them, right? So, hey, this is the love of many is waxing cold, man. Matter of fact, let's go and grab that in a second. Yep. 2 Timothy 3 and let's start at 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. All right. So, hey, for people will love only themselves. And so, hey, with this here woman, right? Hey, she only was thinking about her emotions. Like I said, from the looks of it, because seeing it just so much, 9 times out of 10 what probably happened was, you know what I'm saying? It's just like when you see the probability versus the possibilities, right? If you a guy and you in the cars and racing and stuff, you see a damn a Mustang and it's ran into the wall on the side of the interstate and shit. Like 9 times out of 10, this nigga was racing. He hit the gas and lost control of this bitch because that's what happened to the majority of these damn Mustangs. He hit the wall. You've seen it so many times, you kind of already know what happened without even seeing what happened. So same scenario here. All right. Hey, homegirl was like, look, just thinking about herself. And a lot of times in relationships, in these times, people don't think about, hey, we both got to change a little bit. A relationship is a relationship. All right. Whether it's, between a man and a woman, all right, 2 friends, all right, a parent and a child, or a job and a person. All right, there's always give and takes, man. All right, let's say you want a job. That's a relationship between you and that job. They're going to tell you got to be here at 7 a.m. in the morning. You can't just be showing up at 9:30, 10 o'clock and expect to keep that job. You have to compromise on your side, right? Now, on the other side, they can't just expect you to show up for free. They got to pay you some type of money that you got to agree with. So you both are making compromises on your side, on whatever you got going on. But in today's society, with these relationships, especially with these women, I'm going to show up how I'm going to show up, and you better have all these things on this here list, and don't ask me to do shit for you, right? And so now when, whatever happens and they want to wind up leaving because you only loving yourself and everything, all right, now this person is trying to, not to say attack this other person, but get at this other person, but they can't get at them physically. I'm going to hurt something that resembles or something that you may be attached to. Or if I can't lash out at you, I'm going to lash out at something that resembles you or something that loves you. Like I said, if it's the father, right, that you're trying to get at and he has they have a child together, the daughter and the father may have a relationship where he may be, loving his daughter and his daughter's life and everything. And there's a way that he pick his daughter up and kiss his daughter, hold his daughter, tell his daughter he love her. It's different than when he be talking to his old lady. Now she become resentful. How come you care about her like that? You don't care about me. You don't tell me you love me. You don't do this for me. When she say, "Daddy, can you open this?" You stop watching the game or put the game down or whatever you're doing, and you go and open it for her. When I ask you such and such, you get an attitude because you a fucking problem, right? Now let's say the same couple got a son together. Now, I can't stand your daddy. Your daddy this and that, but you look just like your damn daddy. You remind me just about your daddy. Now, they over here projecting on the child. But guess what? This is a better dynamic for this type of beast. All right? Because now with the man might go back and forth with you. The man may just leave your ass and everything else like that. But when you're dealing with your son, this nigga got to be subservient to you. Like, what the fuck he gonna do? He 9 years old, 10 years. He can't go nowhere. So you over here throwing the whole book and everything at this nigga, calling him all kind of names and everything else like that, taking out the frustration you got on his father onto him because he looked like him, man. And he can't. It's just like when women have dogs. Women, like these certain types of women, like dogs because they can be superior to something that's not going to say nothing back to them. all their bad decisions, everything that they doing, the bad judgments, having different dudes. A dog will sit there and watch 10 different dudes come into a woman's house in a 7-day period and not judge her, not say nothing to her about it, man. You know what I'm saying? May bark at the dude, the rah-rah, make her feel a little protected. But she could be drunk out her ass, fall all on the floor. The dog ain't gonna complain about it. The dog not gonna tell her she wrong, that she over here, she gaining weight, she need to calm down, she need to do all the dog not gonna say none of those things. This is why these women have dogs, because they can sit there and scream at the dog, tell the dog whatever they want, get all this here energy out, be good to the dog, bad to the dog, however they want, and the dog gonna just sit there and take it. That's the perfect man for a woman, because they don't want no man you can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna tell you what to do and scream at you whenever I want, man. All right. But it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Hey, and all these women that can't have children and stuff like that, and you have a child and you go, or people who lose their children, you trying to go and kill your child, man. And I guarantee it wasn't nothing that the child did. That the child was as bad as hell. You had to just go get rid of the child. Nah, this was something 9 times or 10 times out of 10. This is something between the mom and the baby daddy. And now the mom is using the child as leverage. They do it in the court systems for child support and everything else. All right, but this is where we at now, where the woman is about to just go and throw her child out and everything else like that, man. Some women used to go and get ejections before the baby was born when they know that the man wanted the child and everything. But like I said, they may have had a relationship and then broke up, and then now all of a sudden, you gonna leave me? All right, well, if you're gonna leave me, I'm gonna take your child out, blah, blah, blah. So you gonna love me, try to make another child. This is how they think, man. All right. It says, without natural affection. And you gotta have, that's what the lady in the video was like, man, what kind of mother would do this? Like, you willing to harm your own kid to get back at somebody else, but that's gonna harm you too, but you don't even realize that. But hey, that's without natural affection, man. You don't have no love for just human beings in themselves, or life itself, or children themselves, let alone your own child, let alone the other people. Because let's say you would have thrown the child in front of the truck would have hit and killed the child, but then the truck also would have wrecked and hurt and killed somebody else. You didn't give a damn about none of them. Or the lady that was out in California who was doing over 100 miles an hour when she ran through a intersection and then smashed into a couple cars. The cars caught on fire, and the one pregnant lady, she died. The baby she was pregnant with died. She had another little young child in the car with her that got ejected out of the car and was laid out on the concrete, dismembered with his head all fucking detached from the body, died. You know what I'm saying? And the woman's excuse for running the damn light that ran through the light was, when it all boiled down, was her boyfriend broke up with her and she tried to commit suicide. But in the midst of all of this, she wound up killing everybody else. She was like the only survivor of the whole goddamn accident, man. All because some man didn't want to be with her. All because of what? She was probably crazy. She was probably the issue and everything else like that. But these are these people without natural affection, man. All right? For just human beings' life in itself, man. Hey, if you're going to go off yourself, you got a car. She was driving a Benz. I'm pretty sure she got a garage. Go park that motherfucker in the garage and just leave that bitch on and just listen to your favorite song till you wake up and see the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't got to go take out everybody else with your ass, man. But this is what we dealing with, man. A bunch of ticking time bombs out here, man. That's why I say, when dealing with these folks out here, you see some crazy go off, just back the fuck away, because you don't know what the fuck this person got to lose. They probably ain't got shit to lose. They probably out here like, look, bro, I came here to kill everybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just one extra person on the list. I wasn't even aiming at you, but yeah, you can get it too. Like I was telling you about the Walmart situation where the two gunmen went, or the man and the woman went up into the Walmart. I don't even know if they was going to actually shoot up the Walmart, kill anybody in the Walmart, or rob nobody in the Walmart. They didn't get that chance, but some dude tried to go play superhero, but they could have been, their defense was, hey, bro, we was just coming in to rob the Walmart. We just let off a warning shot because we was scared. They didn't want to really shoot nobody. We just wanted the money. And this dude put out a gun and he wound up dead. We didn't really want to kill nobody, but you didn't put yourself into that position, man. All right. It says, without natural affection, let me see. Let me read this in the NLT. They will be unloving, unforgiving. All right. Unloving to your own children, man. All right. Your own selves, or your child's father and things like that. Just leave them alone. It says they will be unloving, unforgiving. All right. They couldn't forgive the baby daddy in that scenario, right? They will be slanderers of others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. And that describes that video to a T. But like I said, think about what would have happened if the police would have arrived at that point in time and seen, the men trying to save that little child and that woman trying to fight those men. She could have immediately, whoop, whoop. As soon as she heard that, all she had to do is, they attacking me. And those black dudes probably would have been dead on the side of the road. And if not, she probably would have thrown the child into the traffic the next day or something like that, man. All right, so hey, man, you gotta be careful about these damn brute beasts that you're dealing with. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Matter of fact, let me just keep reading. Verse 4. traitors, heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. And so they will betray their friends or their children, their families, be reckless, got your child all out in traffic. And look at her outfit, had them highlighter, yellow colored shit on, drawing all this attention. You know what kind of hot girl some of this, like, you know, she one of them. Got to be seen, got to be heard all loud. She got the long fingernails, be talking on the cell phone to her homegirl, talking about nothing, all on speakerphone, screaming into that bitch. Yeah, that fuck nigga ain't on nothing. That nigga did this. We don't need to hear your conversation, but you crying out for attention. You wanted attention from this dude that don't want you no more, so you gonna bring attention to him by trying to kill his child, man. All right, but hey, these are the type of people that we dealing with out here, right? It says, they will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than love the Most High. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Or in NLT, they will act religious, but they will reject the power that can make them godly. Stay away from people like that, right? Now, I guarantee this woman say, oh, I believe in God. I go to church on Sunday. Y'all pray for me. She probably went home and put on Facebook, y'all pray for me. I'm going through some stuff right now. My baby daddy, he a bitch. And he doing this and he doing that. Not going to tell everybody unless they see it on the news. She just try to kill her child, man. She got the demon on her, man. She's the issue out here, man. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and every will. And citation, much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and endure the afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.